Hi, United fans. Strap yourselves in and stay locked in because what's unfolding at Carrington right now could shape the rest of Manchester United's season. Make no mistake, this is huge. Today we're diving deep into the intensity, detail, and mentality shift inside the training ground after that emphatic 2-0 victory over Manchester City at Old Trafford, and how Michael Carrick is wasting absolutely no time preparing his squad for a massive Premier League showdown against Arsenal at the Emirates. If you don't want to miss any breaking updates, tactical breakdowns, or inside training news, stay connected, stay subscribed, and stay with us because things are moving fast. There was no rest, no celebrations, no comfort zone after that derby win. Yes, you heard that right. After bringing the red half of Manchester to its feet, the Manchester United first-team squad were back at Carrington early this morning, boots on, minds focused, and eyes firmly set on Sunday. This is elite-level mentality. This is standards being reset. The message from Michael Carrick was loud and clear. One win means nothing if it isn't backed up. Beating City was special, but Arsenal away is a completely different beast tactically, mentally, and physically. The session itself told a story. It began in the gym, with carefully designed conditioning work aimed at maintaining sharpness rather than draining legs. No pointless running, no overload. Just intelligent workload management, something United fans have been crying out for. Then came the move onto the grass, and this is where Carrick's fingerprints were all over the session. High-intensity tactical drills, rapid ball circulation, positional discipline, and structured patterns of play dominated proceedings. The focus? His 4-2-3-1 system, a shape that screams United DNA, balance, and control. Let that sink in. This system in many ways exposes the missing piece United have lacked for too long. Clarity, clear roles, clear spacing, clear responsibility between defense, midfield, and attack. Carrick's drills emphasized compactness without killing creativity, vertical passing without chaos, and defensive shape without parking the bus. The double pivot worked relentlessly on protecting the back line while progressing the ball quickly. The attacking midfield unit drilled movement between the lines. Set-piece routines were rehearsed again and again, both attacking and defensive, with forensic attention to detail. This wasn't just training. This was coaching. One of the most striking moments came when Carrick addressed the squad directly. He informed the players that from now on, training sessions will be shorter, but far more intense. Fewer minutes, higher tempo, maximum concentration. This is modern elite football management, and according to insiders, the reaction from the squad was extremely positive. Players looked sharp, switched on, and fully engaged. There was no dragging of feet, no hiding, just pure focus. Unbelievable, but true. Sources inside Carrington say it was immediately obvious that the energy around the pitch felt different. There's a growing belief that Carrick and his coaching staff have struck the right balance between authority and approachability. The blend of personalities within the staff is already creating a strong dynamic, and players are responding to it. Conversations were constant, instructions were clear, corrections were instant. This wasn't a silent training session, it was alive, demanding, and purposeful. Another key detail that United fans will love is the increased emphasis on individual work. Specific players were pulled aside for tailored instructions, positioning tweaks, body shape adjustments, decision-making under pressure. This level of detail has impressed the squad massively. Players feel seen, players feel coached, players feel trusted, and when footballers feel that way, performances follow. Make no mistake, confidence is building. Now comes the real test. Arsenal away, the Emirates, a high-tempo side, aggressive press, ruthless in transitions. This will be a proper examination of Michael Carrick's ideas and his ability to adapt on the biggest stage. After winning his first match in charge, this next fixture is about proving that victory wasn't a one-off. It's about convincing the United fan base. It's about convincing the board. And it's about showing that this team can go toe-to-toe with the league's best and impose itself. So let me ask you, United fans, are you seeing the signs of something special? Do you believe Carrick's 4-2-3-1 can finally bring balance back to this side? Can this renewed intensity and clarity carry United past Arsenal and keep that winning momentum rolling? And dare we say can this be the start of a genuine push for a top 4 place? Drop your thoughts in the comments, back your opinions, debate it. Because one thing is certain, something has changed at Carrington. Meanwhile, according to reports from at Top Skill Sport UK, Manchester United have now reached a full agreement on personal terms with Ruben Neves, with the Portuguese midfielder giving the green light to a 3-year contract as he eyes a long-awaited return to European football. That alone tells you everything you need to know about intent. Neves isn't just flirting with the idea he wants this move, he wants Old Trafford, and he wants to be part of what's being rebuilt. Talks between United and Al Hilal are now active, with negotiations centered on the transfer fee, and behind the scenes this one is starting to feel very real. For a side crying out for composure, leadership, and elite ball striking from deep, Neves feels like a proper footballer, the sort who dictates tempo, slows the chaos, and absolutely laces one from 30 yards when the crowd least expects it. Is 23 million euros, as previously suggested, really too much for that level of experience, pedigree, and tactical intelligence? Or is this one of those deals we'll look back on and say, how did United pull that off? Now add Fabrizio Romano into the mix, and suddenly the bigger picture becomes even clearer. According to Fabrizio, an internal meeting is imminent involving Michael Carrick himself to decide exactly how Manchester United approach the final stretch of the January transfer window. This is crucial. This isn't panic buying. This isn't scattergun recruitment. This is a proper football discussion about opportunity versus stability. Do United add one more body, potentially in midfield or another key area, or do they back the current squad and double down on cohesion? And here's where it gets spicy. Clubs in Italy, Roma and Juventus are circling, watching closely, waiting to see whether United open the door for Joshua Zirkzee. Fabrizio is clear. If United bring in another player, Zirkzee's exit could be given the green light. That tells you everything about the domino effect in play here. One signing triggers another move. One decision reshapes the squad balance. Would you let Zirkzee go now if it meant reinvesting smartly? Or do you hold firm and demand depth until the summer? These are the fine margins that define serious clubs. And speaking of foundations, let's talk about Mainno because this is massive. According to Fabrizio Romano, Mainno is staying. No loan, no debate, no hesitation. Michael Carrick trusts him. Carrick sees him as key. That word matters. In a season where clarity has often been missing, this is a firm line in the sand. Mainno is viewed as part of the core, not a prospect to be managed carefully from afar. This is Carrick backing intelligence, bravery on the ball, positional discipline, and that rare ability to glide through pressure like it's Sunday league. Should he be starting every week? Should the system be built to protect and elevate him? For me, absolutely. If you want identity, you don't loan it out, you nurture it at Old Trafford, under the lights, with the Stretford end roaring. But then just when you think the story can't get any bigger, Vinicius Jr. enters the conversation. Yes, you heard that right. Reports emerging from Spain paint a genuinely explosive situation at Real Madrid. Booed by his own fans at the Bernabeu on January 17th, during a 2-0 win over Levante, Vinicius is said to be deeply affected, to the point where he's told his entourage he doesn't want to play where he feels unwanted. Add in an 18-game goal drought earlier this season, a stalled contract situation beyond 2027, and the mid-January departure of Xabi Alonso, and suddenly one of world football's brightest stars looks unsettled. Manchester United, astonishingly, are reported to be leading the race, with whispers of a 150 to 200 million euro summer move. Unbelievable. But true, this is the kind of rumor that shifts the temperature of the entire fan base. Can United really pull off something this seismic? Would Vinicius on the left wing at Old Trafford redefine the club's global status overnight? Or is this the sort of mega deal that demands absolute certainty from top to bottom? In my opinion, this all points to a club finally thinking coherently. Neves brings control. Mainno represents the future. Carrick is clearly being trusted to shape the sporting direction. And even the fact that United are being mentioned alongside a name like Vinicius Jr. tells you the ambition hasn't died, it's just been recalibrated. The key now is execution. Smart deals, right profiles, no shortcuts. So I'll throw it to you, Reds. Would Ruben Neves transform this midfield immediately? Should United cash in on Zirkzee if the right opportunity arises? And if Vinicius became available, do you go all in and shake European football to its core? Drop your thoughts because this window is far from over. In other hand, this is one of those moments where the noise around Old Trafford is getting louder by the hour, and make no mistake, things are moving. According to reports from at Fichajesnet, Manchester United have now made their first formal move for Ruben Neves, and yes, a concrete offer is on the table. With Neves edging closer to free agent territory, Al Hilal are seriously weighing up accepting a fee around 23 million euros, and honestly, Reds, this is where the debate really heats up. In today's inflated market, where average midfielders are being slapped with 50 to 60 million pound price tags, a proven Premier League operator, a leader, a tempo setter, and one of the cleanest long-range ball strikers in Europe for 23 million euros feels too good to ignore. Is Neves the flashiest name? No. But is he reliable, battle-tested, tactically intelligent, and capable of dictating games on cold Tuesday nights? Absolutely. Under a manager who values structure, control, and intelligence in midfield, Neves could be a proper bargain, the kind United have failed to secure far too often in recent years. The real question is this: do United finally act smart, or do they hesitate and watch another club snap him up? Let that sink in. Meanwhile, there's a massive sigh of relief rippling through the fan base because Mainno is not going anywhere. According to the ever-reliable at Fabrizio Romano, Michael Carrick has huge trust in the youngster, and any January loan talk has been firmly shut down. This is important. This is symbolic. This tells you that internally, Mainno isn't seen as potential anymore, he's seen as present and future. Carrick backing him sends a powerful message. This lad is part of the rebuild. No shortcuts, no panic loans, no stalling his development. United fans have been crying out for the club to protect its elite young talent, and for once, the board and coaching staff seem aligned. Could this be the start of a more patient, intelligent United? Or is this simply common sense finally prevailing? Now, here's where things get spicy. Reports suggest Vinicius Jr. is considering leaving Real Madrid at the end of the season after continued booing from sections of the Bernabeu crowd. The Brazilian, one of the most devastating wide players on the planet, has reportedly told his entourage, "I don't want to play where they don't want me." Unbelievable, but true. A player of that caliber, feeling unwanted. European giants are already circling, and yes, Manchester United are being whispered about. Now let's be honest and grown up about this. Would it be expensive? Astronomical? Would it be complicated? Absolutely. But this is the kind of signing that changes the temperature of a football club. The kind that makes Old Trafford buzz again. The kind that terrifies defenses before kickoff. Is it realistic? Maybe not. Is it impossible? In football, never say never. The bigger question is, are United brave enough to even try? Away from the glamour, there's sensible squad management happening too. Toby Collier is set to join Hull City on loan, with Sky Sports confirming everything is agreed. Hull boss Sergei Jakirovic has been crystal clear medical booked, training ready, green light given. This is exactly how loans should be handled. A competitive environment, regular minutes, physical football. No chaos, no last-minute drama. If Collier comes back sharper, tougher, and more experienced, United win. Simple as that. In other hand, keep your eyes firmly on this one. Carlos Baleba. United are growing increasingly confident about a summer move for the Brighton midfielder, but Brighton are playing hardball, 100 million pounds or nothing. Paul Barber's stance couldn't be clearer. Baleba is powerful, press-resistant, explosive, and tailor-made for Premier League battles. Is he worth 100 million pounds right now? Probably not. Could he be worth that in 2 years? Very possibly. This is where United's recruitment team earn their money. Negotiate smartly or walk away. Overpaying has haunted this club for a decade. So Reds, over to you. Is 23 million euros for Ruben Neves a steal or a risk? Should United swing big if a world-class winger becomes unsettled? Are we finally seeing smarter planning behind the scenes? Or is this just another false dawn? Drop your thoughts, because one thing is clear, this summer could define the next era at Old Trafford. Make no mistake, this is huge. In other previous news suggests, according to reports, the Dutch forward was missing from the squad against Manchester City due to injury, but the real talking point isn't just his fitness, it's his future. Behind the scenes, there is a very strong feeling that Xerxes may already have played his final game in a United shirt, with AS Roma pushing hard to bring him back to Serie A this January. Yes, you heard that right. Roma are circling, talks are active, and if things move quickly, United could sanction an exit sooner rather than later. From a footballing perspective, this feels like one of those classic January crossroads: cut losses early or gamble on a player rediscovering form. In my view, if the right deal is on the table, United shouldn't hesitate. The Premier League is unforgiving, and sentiment can't outweigh structure. But what do you think, is Xerxes worth another run? Or is it time to move on and reinvest wisely?